Your son is 3 feet away, but somehow he feels 1,000 miles gone. You call his name. Nothing. You wave. Nothing. And that quiet, aching thought creeps back in. Is he even here with me? If you've ever felt that ache, you are not alone. And you are not doing anything wrong. Today, we're going to open up exactly what's happening inside that quiet moment. And it isn't what most people think. Parents call it off in his own world. Teachers write it in reports. But that phrase hides something beautiful. Your child isn't absent. His attention is somewhere else. Somewhere deep, vivid, and completely real to him. Meet Tom, 6 years old. Right now, he isn't ignoring his mom. He's deep inside a pattern only he can see. The exact curve of each train car. The click of the wheels. The perfect straight line. Scientists have a name for this kind of attention. They call it monotropism. The idea that an autistic mind doesn't spread its focus wide and thin. It pulls everything into one deep, powerful channel at a time. Most brains spread attention like a flashlight, a little bit on everything around them. A monotropic mind works more like a spotlight, one bright, narrow beam, pouring all its energy into a single thing at once. That's not a flaw. That spotlight is what lets some autistic children build incredible depth of knowledge, incredible focus, and incredible joy in the things they love, even if it means the world outside gets quieter. But here's what makes it hard for parents. When that spotlight is on, everything outside it, including your voice, can genuinely fade into the background. Not because he doesn't love you, because his brain is elsewhere. Later that evening, Michael walks in from work. "Hey, buddy," he calls out warmly. Tom doesn't turn, doesn't look up. Michael's smile falters for just a second, that familiar flicker of hurt every parent knows. But Michael has learned something important. This isn't rejection. It's not that Tom doesn't care. His whole nervous system is simply occupied fully by something else. And that takes real, invisible effort to interrupt. Researchers call the gap between two different minds trying to connect the double empathy problem. It isn't that autistic kids can't connect. It's that connection looks different, and it takes both sides learning each other's language. That one idea changes everything for parents. It's not your child failing to reach you. It's not you failing to reach him. It's two different worlds learning how to meet each other halfway, gently, over time. There's another piece to this puzzle: sensory filtering. For many autistic children, the world outside is loud in ways we don't notice. Lights, textures, background chatter, the hum of the refrigerator, all arriving at once. Turning inward toward one calm, predictable thing isn't avoidance, it's regulation. It's Tom's brain finding one steady, quiet corner in a world that can feel like too much, all the time, everywhere at once. So when your child seems far away, ask yourself gently, is the world around him just really loud right now? Sometimes going quiet isn't your child leaving you. It's your child taking care of himself. Let's step inside Tom's world for a moment. To him, this isn't emptiness. It's full of pattern, color, order, and a kind of joy that's hard to put into words, but very real. Every click of the wheels lining up, every car in its exact place. For Tom, this is calm. This is safety. This is, in its own quiet way, something like happiness. His own kind of happiness. There's a hopeful side to this too. That same deep, narrow focus that pulls Tom away from the room is often the very thing that builds real expertise, deep knowledge, careful memory, and genuine mastery over time. Predictability matters here too. The same trains, in the same order, on the same track. That repetition isn't boredom. It's a steady, familiar anchor in a world that can otherwise feel unpredictable and overwhelming. His sister Lily used to take this personally. She'd sit beside him, chatting away, and feel invisible when he didn't answer. It hurt. Until one day, she tried something different. She stopped talking. Instead, Lily picked up a train of her own and set it quietly on the track beside his. She didn't ask him to look at her. She just joined the world he was already in, and something shifted. Tom glanced at her train, then at her. For just a second, their eyes met, not because she pulled him out of his world, but because she stepped gently into it. That's the secret almost nobody tells parents. You don't have to pull your child out of their world to connect with them. Sometimes the strongest bond forms when you simply sit down inside it with them. That evening, Sarah tries it herself. She doesn't call Tom's name from across the room. She walks over slowly, sits down beside him, and quietly slides a train onto the track. Close, but not pushy. For a moment, nothing happens. Then Tom shifts his train slightly, making room for hers. It's small. It's quiet. But to Sarah, it feels like the whole room just got warmer. This is what connection can look like with a monotropic mind. Not eye contact on demand, not forced conversation, but shared focus, sitting inside the same spotlight together. Even just for a minute. None of this means every quiet moment needs to become an activity. Sometimes your child truly does need to be alone with his thoughts, and that's okay too. Presence doesn't always require closeness. The goal isn't to interrupt every quiet moment. It's to notice the difference between a child who needs space to recharge and a child who might welcome you gently stepping in beside him. So how do you tell the difference? Watch his body, not just his silence. A relaxed, open posture often welcomes company. A tense, turned-away posture is usually asking, gently, for a little more room. Here's the first practical tip. Instead of calling from across the room, come closer first. Get low, get close, and let your presence arrive quietly before your voice ever does. Second tip, join the interest instead of interrupting it. A shared train, a shared drawing, a shared block tower. These quiet, wordless moments often say, "I see you," louder than any sentence could. Third tip, give transitions a warning. In 2 minutes, we'll clean up trains for dinner. Gives that focused mind time to gently land instead of being yanked out of something that felt safe and whole. And when connection does happen, a glance, a shared smile, a train passed back and forth, celebrate it quietly. Not with a big reaction that startles him, but with a warm, steady smile that says, "I noticed." None of these tips are about fixing your child. There's nothing broken here. They're about building a bridge between two different ways of experiencing the world, his and yours. And here's something worth remembering. Many autistic adults describe their childhood focus not as isolation, but as one of the most joyful, comforting parts of who they are. That world was never empty. So the next time your child seems to drift into his own world, try not to hear it as distance. Try hearing it as depth. Depth your child is inviting you to notice, if you slow down enough. Because that's really what in their own world means. Not a child who is missing, but a child whose attention runs deep, narrow, and bright. Like a single steady flame instead of a wide flickering fire. And a flame like that, once you learn to sit beside it instead of trying to put it out, can warm an entire family for years to come. Let's bring it all together, because none of this was random. Tom's mind isn't wandering away from you. It's diving deeply into one thing at a time. That's monotropism, not disconnection. Connection doesn't always look like eye contact or conversation. Sometimes it looks like a shared train track, a quiet block tower, or simply sitting close, present, without demanding anything at all. And withdrawal isn't always rejection. Sometimes it's your child's nervous system finding a calm, quiet corner in a world that can feel loud in ways we don't always see or hear ourselves. Tip 1. Come closer before you call out. Tip 2. Join the interest instead of pulling him away from it. Tip 3. Give gentle warnings before transitions so the shift feels safe, not sudden. None of these tips ask you to change who your child is. They simply ask you to meet him exactly where he already is. And that, more than anything, is what love looks like here. If today's video helped you see your child a little differently, that matters more than you know. Understanding is the first quiet step toward every good moment that comes after it. To every parent watching who has felt that quiet ache of feeling far from your child, you are not failing. You are learning a language most people never have to learn, and you're doing beautifully. Your child's world was never empty. It was just waiting for someone patient enough to sit quietly at the edge of it, and gentle enough to be invited in. Before we go, 3 things to carry with you. Come closer instead of calling from afar. Join their focus instead of interrupting it. And warn gently before every transition. Small habits like these don't just create calmer moments. Over months and years, they quietly build the deep, steady trust that autistic children carry with them for the rest of their lives. If this video gave you a little more understanding today, that's exactly why we make these. Subscribe for more evidence-based, compassionate videos on autism, parenting, and the beautiful different ways children experience the world. Your child isn't far away. He's just deep. And now, you know exactly how to meet him there.